and the polls just closed for Arizona's primary election.
12 News political journalist Brahm Resnik is here, and Brahm, it's going to be a busy night. We're about an hour away from the first, traditionally, we get the first vote dump a little after 8 o'clock. What do you think we can expect?
I really don't know. And furthermore, lots of other folks don't know either. Primaries can be very hard to predict. The turnout is low. There are few polls and lots of candidates, and even political insiders are taking wild guesses. Now, the Republican U.S. Senate primary is a bit easier to forecast. There's been polling showing former TV newscaster Kari Lake with a solid lead over Pinal County Sheriff Mark Lamb. A top Republican donor has questioned Lake's ability to win a general election. She needs a big victory in this primary to dispel some of those doubts. Now, 3 congressional races are on the ballot here in Maricopa County. In the West Valley CD8, Republicans Blake Masters and Abe Hamada are believed to be at the top of a 5-person field. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has endorsed both of them, covering all his bases. Whoever wins the primary is a virtual shoo-in to win the safe Republican seat in November. One more race or group of races to put on your radar. Several Republican Maricopa County office holders who oversee our elections, like recorder Stephen Richer, are on the ballot. They've been targeted for defeat by Republicans who reject the results of past elections. The future of our elections are on the line in this primary tonight.
Brahm, you have some news about Vice President Kamala Harris making a visit.
Yes, we do. Long anticipated. 12 News has confirmed the vice president is expected to visit Phoenix late next week as part of a barnstorming tour with her still unnamed vice presidential running mate. Now, according to a report by Politico, the Democratic Party delegates' virtual nomination of Harris for president should be complete by next Monday. Next Tuesday, a week from today, Harris plans to barnstorm the country with her vice presidential running mate, starting in Philadelphia and then heading west. A campaign official confirmed to 12 News there will be a stop in Phoenix. I'm told that will be on Friday, August 9th.
All right, so I'm sure more details to come on that, and you'll be standing by with us for the rest of the evening to
all night long. Where's the coffee?
Yeah, we're going to need lots of coffee. We'll be online on 12news.com as well as the 12 News app. Brahm will be in studio doing analysis for us while our crews are out in the field when those polls start, the votes start coming in.
Look forward to it.
All right, thanks so much, Brahm. Well, 12 News journalist Erica Stapleton is tracking the Republican side of this race. And Erica, what's going on where you are?
Hey, Caribe. Well, we are out in Scottsdale tonight. There are 3 people on the GOP side of this. We have Jerry Sheridan, Frank Milstead, and Mike Crawford. Jerry Sheridan is the only one doing a public watch party, so that is where we are in Scottsdale. And keep in mind, the person who does get elected to this seat is going to, have to take on a court monitor overseeing MCSO after a civil lawsuit from Joe Arpaio's era, where a federal judge found the agency guilty of racial profiling. MCSO has been under this court order for more than a decade, costing taxpayers more than $300 million. That all said, let's get to the candidates on the GOP side. We've got Frank Milstead, who's had a long career in law enforcement. He served as the director of Arizona's Department of Public Safety and chief of police in Mesa. He's facing off against Jerry Sheridan. That's the party we are at tonight, who's run for this position before in 2020. He won the primary then, but lost to Paul Penzone in the general election. Sheridan spent nearly 4 decades at MCSO, becoming Joe Arpaio's top deputy. And then we have Mike Crawford, who also ran in 2020, losing to Jerry Sheridan in that primary. He comes up on the ballot by his full name, Frank Mike Crawford. He's got military and law enforcement background, most recently with Glendale Police. We're able to sit down with Mr. Crawford within the past couple hours.
I worked at an accredited agency, which I'm the only one in the race that has done that. I'm also the only veteran in the race, and I want to bring that type of leadership to the sheriff's office and show them what real leadership is and how we can move forward and let the sins of the past stay in the past.
Back out here live in Scottsdale, we are expecting to hear from Jerry Sheridan throughout the evening. We are at his party, again, the only one holding a public watch party event in this race on the GOP side. Frank Milstead declined to do an interview with us today. For now, we are live in Scottsdale. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
Erica, thanks. Current Maricopa County Sheriff Russ Skinner and retired Phoenix Police Lieutenant Tyler Camp are squaring off in the Democratic race for Maricopa County Sheriff.
12 News journalist Jonathan McCall is live at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office headquarters with a look at the race. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, Mark Caribe, it will be one of these two men who will represent the Democratic side of this race on the November ballot. The job at hand, overseeing America's fourth largest jail system with more than 7,000 daily inmates and more than 80,000 inmates every single year passing through the Maricopa County Jail. Let's give you a little bit of background on the two candidates at hand. Russ Skinner is the current Maricopa County Sheriff. He has 34 years experience with the Sheriff's Office and served as Chief Deputy under previous Sheriff Paul Penzone. Skinner, who is a longtime Republican, switched party affiliations from Republican to Democrat last year after Penzone stepped down from his post. Skinner was appointed sheriff by the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors earlier this year. Also on the ballot, retired Phoenix Police Lieutenant Tyler Camp. Camp, who became a cop at the age of 22, says throughout his career he's investigated organized crime, fighting human trafficking, and working with several community stakeholders. One of the biggest challenges, Erica mentioned it during her live shot facing the sheriff, that ongoing federal court order against the sheriff's office for racially profiling Latinos. 12 News reaching out to both candidates to discuss how they would best tackle this issue. We actually heard from Sheriff Skinner yesterday, but candidate Camp did not respond to our request. His response that you'll hear is from a debate the two had last month.
Absolutely. I know the court order, the ins and outs of the court order relative to every paragraph in it. For somebody to take office and just learn the actual court order, what's written in it, what the expectations are, what has worked, what hasn't worked. I know all the trials and tribulations over the decade and a half that we've been under this court order, and I've worked with the parties closely, worked with the monitors closely. I have a good rapport communication line to ensure that we work together to get through these efforts.
The two most pressing issues with the court orders are the backlog of internal employee misconduct investigations, as well as dealing with racial and ethnic disparities in traffic stops and non-traffic stops.
And 12 News has been in contact with both of these candidates today. We heard from Sheriff Russ Skinner. We reached out to him for an interview earlier today. He said that he was busy dealing with a number of election security issues with the county as they prepare for these elections today, and also getting ready for November as well. As for candidate Camp, he mentioned to us that he is staying at home, going to be hanging out with his family and watching those results come in. As soon as we learn of any information, we'll try to get reaction from both of these candidates about the race. For now, we're live in downtown Phoenix. Jonathan McCall, 12 News.